Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today we are looking at the Cobra Venom cycle. So, the Cobra Venom cycle was released as a carded vehicle in the United States in 2003. This was part of the Spy Troops line and came with the figure Cobra Viper version 9. The entire mold was reused to make the Cobra Venom cycle as a repaint version as well in 2003. So we have two different paints, very much like what we just had with the sled there. All right, the Cobra Venom cycle was released in box stores in 2004, as part of the Valorverse Venom line. The vehicle was stripped of the sound attack technology, had different instructions, and did not include the blueprints. The Cobra Viper version 9 was included with the box set version. Okay, getting down here in our pictures and everything else that we have from yojo.com, which is where we get all of our fun pictures. We do have a nice front view as you get to see some of the kind of snakeskin kind of cracks and all that stuff that was kind of popular for the time. And then we have the car as well as the sidecar, or the motorcycle as well as the sidecar itself. If I can only speak here this morning. Okay, nice prints of what we have here. Uh, Nice heavy duty machine gun sitting there as well, and it has the launching missile. And then the sidecar does come off of there and becomes a standalone kind of vehicle or installation. All right, we do have two Cobra missiles here, very iconically done with the Cobra look, as well as the machine gun that's got the sound attack clip on there. All right, and all for the spy troops, as was stated. So, getting through, we have the sound attack laser. When pressing the button, you hear firing sounds. Let's see, we also have the sidecar weapon that fires one missile, and we have two missiles in all. Getting to all of the other things that we have here from the carded figure box. All the blueprints, and for changing the battery. And then when we have the Valorverse Venom, this is from a Dollar General as a boxed, probably in the 2004 line here, having everything again redone. All right, with that, let's see, we have varying comparisons. So you get to see the two different comparisons that were done back in 2003. One with more of the kind of red, kind of cracked or snake scale or whatever, however you want to determine how that looks. That's all kind of subjective there. And then one where it's just the kind of more plain metallic gray look to it. And then we have another one going top down, how this all looks. Let's see. And then the only two versions we have are the ones that we've already just seen from 2003 that also got carried into 2004. With that, let's get into our D6 stats and see what we've come up with today. All right, so looking at our vehicle here, the Cobra Venom cycle. This is a custom heavy assault cycle, armed two-wheeled heavy pursuit vehicle at speed or scale, length of 3.8 meters, significantly larger than the standard swoop. For like a Star Wars comparison, this is a ground vehicle operation to wield one driver, one passenger in the sidecar. Cargo capacity is going to be about 15 kilograms, and we have about one quarter cover for the driver and one half cover for the sidecar passenger. Now, keeping this all because D6 being a Star Wars um, primarily role playing game, we have 5,500 credits brand new, 2,200 credits as a used vehicle. Maneuverability is going to be a 2D, drops to 1D when the sidecar is attached. We also have a movement of 175 kilometers an hour. Body strength is going to be a 2D plus 2. Now, weapons, we have the twin blaster cannon. This is the front fixed On the main chassis of the motorcycle, this is the crew from the driver, vehicle blasters. Fire control is going to be 1D and damage is 3D. Now we also have the light concussion missile launcher from the assault pod. This is going to be a front turret. Let's see, crew of one. This is our passenger of the sidecar is going to be operating this one. Fire control again is going to be 1D. Damage is 4D. Um, and it doesn't say what scale this is. So I'd say that this is going to be at speeder scale. Let's see. Ammo is 2 micro missiles. Um, Keeping all that in there. Now, game notes. We have the detachable assault pod. The defining feature of the Venom cycle is a modular sidecar. The passenger or the driver, via a dashboard switch, can manually decouple the sidecar on the move. Once detached, the sidecar deploys a micro repulsor lift engine and folds out, stabilizing armor, becoming an independent mobile turret. As an independent pod, it has its own or limited move of 30 kilometers an hour, a maneuverability of 0D, and a body strength of 3D. Now we have a heavy suspension built for the punishing rather than smoothing ride. The cycle features oversized tires and high impact hydraulic shocks. The driver can completely ignore movement penalties for rough terrain, debris, or cratered ground up to three-quarter of the vehicle's maximum move speed. Intermittent or intimidating chassis, because the cycle is disproportionately massive and engineered to be loud. The characters making an intimidation check uh, while revving the engine or actively steering the cycle aggressively towards a target receive a plus 1D bonus. Um, Kind of nice that this is kind of added in here, just having a little bit of fun. Um, Again, I had AI kind of help me with this. That's how we're getting some of the extra game notes in here. Um, but it's an interesting take on this. Uh, Keeping everything in mind because we're using the D6, which, like I said before, is primarily a Star Wars. Putting everything in there, and really, my intent has always been to be able to take the GI Joe and put it into a Star Wars for some other worlds or anything else, because it is a very flexible mechanic uh, role playing game. The fact that we can easily port it from one kind of universe to another, keeping it in those same lines. And one of the things that I always enjoy about whether it's Star Wars, Star Trek, and a lot of these other um, kind of fantasy, sci-fi, role-playing games or genres is the fact that you can hit one world and it is very medieval, and the next world you hit is very futuristic, societal, um, whether it's digital age or even beyond. Um, Society where they have all the creature comforts that we're used to today, or maybe even newer ones that we haven't even come up with yet. So, with all that being said, it makes a universe very, very fun to interact with because you don't know what you're going to run into from one planet to another. Even if it's just people living the safe, for lack of better ways to explain it, very much like the Amish do, where they have very limited um, technology or whatever, and they prefer to live that way, just to be a part of a wholesome community and to be kind of one with nature, not trying to kind of take over everything, just enjoying the natural beauty of the planet. So, with that being said, thank you so very much for joining me today. It's always wonderful having you here. I hope you're doing well, and I will see you in the next video.